Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to talk about Tripoli in 5 minutes. First of all, in Tripoli, in every Tripoli circuits, whatever your circuit you see, you can always solve them as a resistor and a power source, or let's say voltage source. This is also a voltage source. Let's say a current source. Every circuit can be represented as this. In the whole world, every circuit can be represented as this. This is the fundamental of every Tripoli circuits. This is a voltage source, this is a resistor, and there is some current flowing through, that is I. Every circuit can be represented as I equals to V by R, or V equals to IR. So this is the fundamental of every circuit. No matter how complicated the circuit is, no matter how well diverse the circuit is, you can always solve a circuit by this rule alone. So basically what you need to know is there's three rules, three fundamentals. Those fundamentals are Ohm's law, Kirschoff's. Those Kirschoff's laws are current law, voltage law. Now these rules, these three rules alone is almost every circuit follows. Almost every circuit can be solved with these three. This is 1, 2, and 3. These three rules can be used to solve any circuits in the world. Let's apply this is a voltage source, this is R, this is also R1, R2. So let's say, how do I solve this circuit? So you can apply Kirschoff's current law, KCL, or you can apply KVL, Kirschoff's voltage law. Both can be applied here. How? Let's say this is a node. Then in this node, you can apply KCL. Okay, so how do I apply Kirschoff's voltage law? We can apply in a loop, like KVL here, KVL here. Let's solve a math. We're going to solve this circuit. This is, let's say, 1 ohm, this is 2, and this is 2 ohms, and this is a 10 volt source. So this thing is 10 volts, and this thing is 2, 2, and this is 1. How do I solve this? Well, we can apply KCL, or we can combine these resistors. We can calculate all these resistance, and all the resistance or the equivalent resistance of this whole circuit, and then solve this with this rule. This rule is only applied when there is an equivalent resistance here, but we can also solve this with Kirschoff's current law or voltage law. To solve this with normal rule, we can actually solve this with this. These two resistors are in parallel. And we can solve them by 1 by R parallel equals to 1 by R1, and this is R2. We can always solve this with this rule. So how do I solve this? Rp equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 over minus 1. This would be, if you do this calculation by calculator, it would get 1 ohms. So this part is now 1 ohm. Also in Tripoli, always redraw the circuits so that you understand what's going on. So from this circuit, we can actually write this one. We can write this circuit because now this 2 ohms resistors in parallel is giving us 1 ohm. Now this one, now if we do the calculation in series, Rs, we will get 2 ohms because 1 plus 1 is 2. Now we can apply the Ohm's law to calculate this one. The current for this circuit, now we can say that I equals to V by R. The current flowing through this circuit is 10 by 2. So this is 5 amps. Now we now know that there is a current going through this circuit. It's 5 amps. Now the 5 amps current going through this. Now here on this node, there is another current going through this one, another current going through this one. Because we know Kirschoff's current law, in a node, every current coming through must have to go out, or the current sum on this node must be equals to 0 amps. Why? Because in a node, there must not be any current staying over there. Triply, current can be represented as flow. The currents represent a flowing state. A flowing state cannot be staying someplace. However, potential can stay put in places. If we look at this and there's a 5 amps current going through, you will say that, oh, okay, so there's 5 amps current going through everything, right? But wrong. There is not current going through, 5 amps current going through. Yes, in total, there would be like in 1 ohm, in 1 ohm, there would be 5 amps current going through every resistor here. However, it won't go through in this circuit, the actual circuit of ours. The current will try to divide. Like there's a current going through 5 amps current going through 1 amp or 1 ohm resistor, but the 2 ohm resistor over here, they will be divided. They will be equally divided to go through this one and to go through this one. So when the current was going through this 2 ohm resistor, we can say that, okay, so the current is divided into this, so there would be 2.5 amps current going through this one and 2.5 amps current going through this one. This is the Kirschoff's law actually like working out, and this circuit is done. And this is how every circuit should be done, or well, depending on what kind of values you're missing, it would be the actual thing, how we do these circuits.
So there is also another thing I missed out when I was explaining the Kirschoff's current law dividing into 2 branches. It's also depends on the value of the resistor. It's always not equally distributed. It depends on voltage divider law, which works as the formula shown here. And yeah, thank you for watching.